Hello, hello. Due to some storage issues, we're gonna have to make do with paper. Ender days! I saw a clip of Tron's room where he imagined Stace wearing SKZOO pajamas, and I thought I'd join in on sketching them. I ended up with a whole lot of SKZOO pajamas that looked fun to make, so here we are. Hi! So I had a stash of random fabrics I collected over time, and I saw one that had, well, I saw a fabric that looked like I could use for the WolfChan pajamas. So, yeah, granted, it's not the same shade of gray as the real WolfChan, but I guess, whatever works. I also had a hoodie that didn't really fit me anymore, but it was also the same fabric, or at least I think a similar fabric to my gray one. So I used that for the white parts of the pajama. I envisioned my pajama as a onesie, but I don't know where that came from. But I've had my fair share of onesies that were too hot, and the fabric that I used for this PJ was already heavy and thick because I don't really remember what it's properly called. I think it's a sweater fabric. You know those the fabric that you use for your sweatpants? That one. Whatever that is. I'm so sorry. I don't know my fabrics. Anyways, so I decided to make the legs short. Well, you will see later on. I didn't exactly follow my sketch down to the last detail, but I think that's part of the process as well as the materials available to you. So I originally thought of having sleeves for this, but a week after that, I was like, the fabric is already hot as it is. Maybe I should just change it to sleeveless and put the sleeves with Dwecky's design instead. So I did just that. It's also not because John doesn't usually. Okay, moving on. So when making a pattern for the onesie, you've got to make sure that you get your shoulder length. Oh, and your neck. The circumference from your neck, then your shoulder length from the middle of or the base of your neck to the tip of your shoulder. Your chest, around your chest, your hip. Just, yep. Make sure you get those. The height of your pajama, so from the middle of your shoulder down to however long you want it to be, and then the circumference of your thigh or your legs, however long it is going to be and where it ends, and then your shoulder, what's it called? Your armholes. And then if you are adding sleeves for this one, if you want to make it on your own, then also the circumference of your arm. The hood is kind of simple. I took inspiration from the Assassin's Creed hood and based my measurement on that. So from the base of your neck to the curve of your head, and then from the curve of your head to wherever you want it to end. I wanted mine to end just above my eyebrows. And then for the middle part, because this measurement was just for the side of your hoodie. As you can see there, I was drawing on the white paper and then on the pattern paper. That's for your side. And then in the middle, there's that diamond, long diamond shape. You're gonna want to add the trapezoid shape, and the height of that is from wherever you ended your hood down to your nose. That will be the that will mimic the nose for WolfChan. That little gray arc on his face. Yeah, and then you want to cut out all your patterns before cutting the pieces onto your tracing the pattern onto your fabric. I was lucky enough to have a tube-like fabric, so I didn't really have to have 3 pieces cut, but make sure you have 2 pieces of everything and 4 pieces for things like pockets and ears. Like I said, 3 pieces for the body if you have to cut the body from a single sheet of fabric. Now, if the hoodie cutouts don't look remotely like a Transformer WolfChan by the end of the cutting and assembling stage, you're probably doing something wrong, and you might want to backtrack. I sewed the hood first since it's the most difficult one to handle, and yeah, make sure you try it on and see how it works. This is so bad. So bad. I look like an elephant. Then the next day I worked on attaching the body and the hood together as well as the lining so it would look neat. The hoodie was heavy, so the lining helped balance the weight. Well, okay, look, I tried sewing the zippers the following day, but, well...
I mean, listen, I'm not wrong.
Okay, which one is wonky?
The whole fit.
Not the whole fit.
You still look like a penguin.
That's because I haven't added the ears yet. I look more like a walrus right now. Ah! I'm a whole inch off from the other side. I don't like zippers. I don't like zippers so much. So I took a break, then came back to it 2 weeks after 5-star came out. I didn't film fixing the zippers though. This one, and the ears, and then we're gonna look like snakes. Oh, it's so funny. I don't want to finish this anymore. It's so done. You know, just stay like this. You gotta work on it though. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I cleaned up the hemline for the zipper, then the legs and the edge of the hood so it looks better than just being, you know, puffy. The bottom of the zipper still ended up slanted, but it still worked, so I left it alone. I was tired. I roughly marked down where I wanted the ears and tails to go on the pajama hood with a piece of chalk, and also the buttons for the dimples later on, but that will come later. And then after that, I just traced where the tail is going to be roughly. I completely abandoned the idea of adding pockets, and I used the cutouts for the pocket as WolfChan's ears instead when I realized I needed the ears to be that big after looking back at the original SKZOO reference. I didn't measure it anymore. I was too tired to do so. It was a day. I did this all in a day. And then I just drew roughly what the tail would look like, and then cut a piece from a quilting stuffy. I don't even know what it's called anymore, but yes, it's cotton stuffing, and then just hand sew them all together. on the rest. Like I said earlier, I didn't really follow my design to the last detail. So at the very end, I wasn't originally going to put the dimples on, but I realized it's one of WolfChan's trademarks. So I covered 2 buttons of a similar size with a a scrap of gray fabric I used for this onesie, and then I sewed that on the front flaps as well as the small snaps. Then I'm done for the day. Ta-da. How far am I supposed to go with this? So much wasted space. Let's try this one. See if it works. Yeah. This is done. So I should put something here. But I'm so done, man. I don't want to do this anymore. 잠깐만. 밑에. 짜잔. It's shorts. So like. Bye, good night. I'm so done with this. I'm not gonna make any more. I'm so sorry. I'm done. I'm really sorry for my random burst of different languages, but well, I'm still learning. Dun, 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 dun.